author and nutritionist Robert Ferguson. Please welcome Robert Ferguson.
All right, y'all, let's hear it for America's Fat Loss Coach, Robert Ferguson!
Hey! Ho! This is Roberto Lorenzo Ferguson. I am your nutritionist. I'm a guy who shares because I care. Now, this live I'm bringing to you on a beautiful, beautiful Sunday right here in California. I'm not in Florida. I'm not anywhere else. And I was like, you know what? I really am moved to share something with the people, something that I believe is going to help everybody. What I'm going to share with you is information. If you're a woman, it can help. This can work for a man, but I'm going to share with you information, okay, that can help your kids, and it can 100% help you, not just in losing weight, but in putting you in a position where you can become healthier. So let's just think about it for a second. Every year, people want to lose weight. Every year, people want to feel better. Every year. But those same people, you watch them make a little progress, and then what happens? And then we get in the habit of just watching people attempt, and we're like, I'm going to watch. Are they going to keep the weight off? Are they going to gain the weight back? But why is there a struggle? Well, the obvious one is that if you're wanting to lose weight or get healthier and you choose the wrong program, a program that in your heart you can't live with for the rest of your life. You know what I mean? I remember back in the day being in a class about nutrition, and we were talking about the glycemic index, and I remember this professor was talking about how certain foods are high in sugar, and that was the big deal, which is still that today. And I remember raising my hand. I said, so based on what you're saying, if I wanted to lose weight, I can't have mac and cheese anymore? Oh, I can't even imagine that. And here's the deal. I still can't imagine that. Okay. All right. So before I dive in, I want to just let you know that my time with you today is brought to you by our Detox Drop. It is a 7-day program. It is great. The reviews have been great. The feedback has been great. We're constantly adding to it. And when you do it the first time, it's $69.95. And when you do it the next time, it's half of that. And you can do it as often as you want. All you need is what we call our 7-day Vita Blend. It comes with the Detox Drop, but it's a great way to jumpstart your health. Some of you guys are just sitting there. You need something to get you going, and the Detox Drop could be that. Okay, so if you want to learn more about that or our 8-week fat loss challenge, we have provided some links. You can also go to our website at dietfreelife.com. And we are in the midst of making over our site. So in the weeks to come, check it out, because you're going to see some really cool features to the site, as well as if you're part of the community, you're going to see some add-ons that we're bringing into the community. So I just want to say thank you. And if you have not gone to our YouTube channel, please do so. Go over there, subscribe, hit that bell so that anytime I upload information, you can catch it live or you can catch the replay. Now, this is going to be a good one. So for those of you who are here live, if you're catching me live, we don't have any time set up. This is literally an impromptu. And I want to ask you the question. Why do you think women, okay, and men, you can chime in if you want, but why is it that women struggle with losing weight? Somebody, just throw it out there, and let me know who you are and where you're coming from. But why do you feel, okay, even if it's not about you, why do you think other women struggle with losing weight? Okay, there's a lot of weight loss programs out there. There's a lot of weight loss solutions out there. There's a whole bunch of talk about weight loss. But why is it a struggle? And you may be thinking it's not. Okay, I'm not talking about you then. But you see other people struggle. So why do you feel people are struggling with weight loss? Is it they don't like eating the food that's part of the weight loss program? Is it they feel deprived? Is it what is it? Where does the struggle lie? Now, I'm going to go with the psychology of it today and share with you, because I know exactly where a big part of the problem is. It's not for everybody, but it's for a hell of a lot of you. Okay. And that has to do with you put everyone else first before yourself. I was talking to one of my clients the other day, and that's her biggest struggle, right? So she's my client. I know nutrition. She knows nutrition. She's been taught nutrition. She knows what to eat. She knows how to eat regular foods. She knows how to eat in a way where she's not deprived, but she's still struggling. Why? Why are so many women struggling? I saw it as a kid. You know, someone makes a comment, and thank you, whoever you are. I want to say thank you because you must be in one of our private groups. If your name doesn't pop up, it's not that I'm ignoring your name. You would have to put dash in your name. So if you're in our Facebook group or if you're in one of our other private groups, your name won't show up. But whoever you are, thank you for posting. This person says it's a struggle because we forget about ourselves. Oh, someone else says it's hormones. Hormones play a role. Yep. And man, I got a whole bunch of stuff I'm going to be talking about. And if you're a client of mine, let me tell you, you always are up and informed before everybody else. That's one of the privileges of having a coach. Or if you're working with any of our other coaches, because I want them to be informed, and they inform you. And sometimes the coaches inform me, and then I inform you. Okay. So there's power in having a coach. And by the way, you know, we're still looking for more coaches. So if you want to become a coach, you want a side gig, a real gig, whatever you want to call it, there's a real opportunity there. And if you want to be a client, which I don't believe there's nothing more efficient or effective than having a coach. I've coached a lot of people, and the ones that I stopped coaching early, when I contact them, I'm telling you, they're going to gain the weight back. If you've been a client and you've kept the weight off, I'll be impressed. I'm more impressed is if you gain some weight and then you reach out to me and show that you're humble and you say, Robert, I need to get back on track with you. Then I have utmost respect. But for people who gain weight after they no longer have me as a coach or one of our coaches, and then they just struggle and not do anything about it, I mean, I pray for you. I really do. But what I'm going to talk about right now is very, very powerful, and it's going to be very helpful. Now, someone else says menopause or perimenopause. We have answers for all of that. So that's not where the struggle is. Now, if you don't know how to deal with that and you choose not to get with someone like me, then that's on you. But I have so many clients, peri and postmenopausal, that we're able to help them lose weight. Then you're just missing out. You're just uninformed. So if you want to be informed, then you have to take action and reach out to us because we're helping people lose weight all the time. So hormones ain't blocking us from being successful. It's your lack of knowledge that would block you, and you're just choosing not to get the knowledge. If you want the knowledge, that's another thing. Someone else says hormones, stress. I take care of both parents, and I definitely don't have much time for me. I have lost some weight. Okay. This is a good comment. And everything you guys are posting is great. Yes, hormones, yes, stress. But where I'm going to go, I'm going to strongly suggest right now, get a pen and paper. I want you to write down some things because I'm going to give you a solution that you've probably never heard before. Okay. Now, if you're my client and I'm working with you, or you were working with one of our coaches, then maybe this will be a refresher for you. But I'm going to share something very powerful with you. Someone else says, I need to get back on track. Okay. You must be in the Facebook group. I don't know who you are. If you need to get back on track and you have my number, text me, email me. Come on. That's what we're here for. Oh, God. I would love to help you get back on track. Reach out to me. And one other person, then I'm going to get to it, you guys. I'm going to share it with you. The struggle is not staying committed to losing the weight and eating the right things. The struggle is not staying committed. Okay. I'm assuming that's a statement, but let me break it down to you. There's 3 terms that I want you to become familiar with. Okay. 3 terms. 3 terms I want you to become familiar with. The first term is selfish. You know how you hear someone say they're selfish, or I don't want to be selfish? And selfish is usually described or used in a negative way. Okay, so write that down. So if I was coaching you, I would say we're going to create 3 columns. First column, Draw a column. I want you to put selfish. Now I would say, okay, well, what is the meaning of selfish? So let's treat this like an exercise. So what do you guys think selfish is? Okay, someone, all I need is one person to make a comment. Like, it could be a few words, it could be a lot of words. You could Google the meaning, the definition. What is being selfish? What's an example of being selfish? Right? Because there's a negative connotation around the word selfish. So what is selfish? I'm waiting on someone. So what is selfish? Is selfish meaning you don't care about other people? Like, what is selfish? Okay, someone responded. They said, it's all about me. Okay, another person. All right, Linda. What's up, Linda? Linda says being self-absorbed. Another person says selfish is taking care of yourself. Okay. So here's the take home. Selfish is not a negative thing. The true meaning of selfish is, all right, I'll give you an example. Mother Teresa. If you don't know who Mother Teresa is or was, RIP, rest in peace. Mother Teresa was a nun who demonstrated like she loved people. And she went to Calcutta and she spent, like years, over 30 years, giving herself to all these kids in need. I remember watching commercials as a kid growing up, and she would be holding these kids and they would have flies flying around them. And she was all about making a difference. Like, that's how I saw it, right? She was sharing love. Well, Mother Teresa was selfish. I'm going to say it again. Mother is very important. Write this down. Mother Teresa was selfish. Dr. Martin Luther King was selfish. Mahatma Gandhi, selfish. How can I say that? When Mother Teresa left Calcutta, the newspaper was like, because it just came out, there was not a plan. I'm leaving in 6 months. She was done. And they asked her, why did you leave? You're helping all these kids and making such a difference. She said, in her words, there was no more joy. She was only there, not necessarily to help them, which obviously she did, but it was what she did that gave her joy. She experienced joy. That was selfish, right? It's kind of like if I give you a massage, right? If I gave you a massage, and this is how I look at it. If I give someone a massage, is okay, I'm happy that it's helping them and they feel good. I mean, you don't want to do something that makes someone feel bad. We're going to talk about that. But if I give you a 60-minute massage or 90-minute massage, it's because it makes me feel really good to give you that massage. Now, I've been in relationships where I'll give the lady I'm dating or spending time with a 90-minute massage. And then she may say, hey, can I give you a massage? I go, oh, great. And I get a 10-minute massage. Now, some people would be like a little frustrated about that, but I'm not. It's not a tit for tat. This is what I want you guys to get. I give the massage because of how it helps, how I feel. And if you are benefiting from that, then, hey, that's great. We got a win-win here. And I know I'm that way because if you gave me a 10-minute massage, I don't compare and go, hey, I gave you 90 minutes and you only gave me 10. Because it's not about that. If you give me 10, hey, I'm thankful. If I gave you 90, it's because I wanted to give you 90. So selfish is a good thing. Okay. Now, the second term, remember there's 3 columns, is you have self-centered. And many of you, when I ask what is the definition of selfish, you are actually describing someone who's self-centered. self-centered. So what do you think self-centered means? And I appreciate the feedback, you guys. Please, someone, what is self-centered? Because it's different than being selfish. Come on, Linda, you're not lost for words. Okay, somebody, what is self-centered? If someone is self-centered, because I see some of the comments, self-centered is, I would say, someone said it's all about me. Okay, selfish is that too, but there's going to be a difference. Someone who is self-centered is when it's all about them, same as Mother Teresa, but they don't give 2 cents about how it impacts anybody else. Mother Teresa was selfish. She wasn't self-centered because she cared about how those people were impacted. She cared if they cried. She cared if they were in pain. She cared if they were frustrated. She cared. She was selfish, but she wasn't self-centered. Self-centered is when you do for you and do things where you don't give a rat's ass how it impacts anybody else. Sometimes you can bring in some other terms, right, that would identify that type of person, like a narcissist, narcissistic behavior, right? Like I had someone once say that I was a narcissist. I was like, that is funny. All I could do was laugh because every day, I'm thinking primarily how my actions and what I do, I'm thinking about how it impacts other people. So I can't be a narcissist because I'm not self-centered. And I see it in my actions and I see it in the feedback I get from my clients and the people that I do work with. A narcissist is self-centered, and a person who's self-centered, for the most part, would be a narcissist. So self-centered is really about you and what you don't care about how it impacts other people. That's self-centered. Look it up, study it. Now, there's one other term, and then we can bring it all together. And I'm glad you guys stuck around with this one. And if you're catching a replay, I hope you wrote this stuff down because it really can help you. And this last part is going to be the game changer for some of you. Some of you, if you get this, and if you don't get it, listen to it again, listen to it again, listen to it again until you get it. If you're my client, bring it up when we're talking so I could explain it to you. Because many of you are not this, and this is why you struggle. It's called other-centered, right? So we have selfish. We talked about it. We have self-centered. We don't want to be that. Instead of self-centered, the opposite is other-centered. So other-centered is when you go inside the center of someone. So I have 2 daughters, right? I'm thinking about my daughters, and I want to give them the best of who I am. I want them to experience the best dad. I want them to experience the love that I really feel inside of who I am. I want them to experience things at the best level. And a lot of that has to do with how I feel about myself. So if I have low self-esteem, this is going to be a challenge for you. Because if you don't love yourself, it makes it hard for you to be other-centered. See, you can be selfish and do it for joy. You can be self-centered, do things for yourself. But I would say that most of us as parents, we want to give the best of who we are to the people closest to us. Would you guys agree with that? And most of you aren't doing that. See, if you put off taking care of you, you can't be other-centered. If you start gaining weight, but yet you're in the kitchen cooking for everybody else and you're going out of your way to help the family and you're doing all these things for everybody else, and you say, well, I do everything for everybody else. I do everything for everybody else but myself. You can't be other-centered, which means your kids and the people closest to you are not getting the best of you, which means you're letting them down in a different way of looking at it. Right? So I experienced this challenge when my kids were really young and they were first born. I wanted to be home when they woke up. Okay. Now that was selfish, which is fine, because they don't know anything yet. I just wanted to be there. I wanted to see their eyes. I wanted to be there and be able to help out and all those things when they woke up. So I would put off my exercise because every time I would try to go exercise first thing in the morning, I couldn't get up early enough because they would just seem like they just kept waking up even earlier. So then I would just put off exercising so I could be home and be available. And then I would say, I'm going to work out in the evening. Well, then I couldn't work out in the evening because it just didn't work out. So I started to like lose my fitness. And now they're not getting the best of who I am, because when you're cooking dinner and you're helping everybody else and you're feeling like those jeans are getting a little tighter, you're not as happy as you could be. So they're not getting the happiest mom. And then it creates a spiral downward. And then it's hard to get that motivation back. Is this making sense? Because a lot of us are trapped in this. We feel guilty when we go and do something for ourselves, meaning we put off doing for everybody else. But guess what? If you're feeling good and you are cooking dinner, your kids feel a different energy than when you're inside battling with yourself because you know you're letting yourself go and you know you're not doing for you and you're stuck because you want to do for you, but then you feel guilty to take time for you because you want to be doing for them. Well, the part that you're not understanding, and maybe not until now, is that you can't be other-centered if you don't be selfish. Oh, man. I should be at someone's church preaching this. And for those of you who are getting this, I mean, really think about what I'm saying. Think about when you have momentum with who you are. And here's the big negative and the challenge that you'll be up against. This is a principle, okay? It's almost like a law. Whenever you decide to do things that make you other-centered, meaning whenever you decide to make time for you or to do the things that's going to make you feel better about yourself or to get you to feel healthier or you're making progress, whenever you do that, the law, the principle shows up that says it's called opposition, adversity. You're going to have things come to block you. You're going to be on your way to go out for an exercise. You felt like you got the kids settled. Everything is going good. They get in the fight. Or one of them got a runny nose. And now you're in a position where you're going to have to put off what you were excited to do for you to deal and take care of them. That happens. That's a law. It happens. The goal is to stay the course. Now, if it's life or death, you got to do what you got to do because we're responsible for our kids and our loved ones. Some of you are married or you're in a relationship and you're going to go work out and your boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever the relationship is, they're going to make a comment. Why are you going to work out now? I thought we could watch a movie together. Why are you going to go do this? I thought we could grab a bite. Why are you going to go do this? I never get to spend time with you. And they're going to be wanting to give you these guilt tickets. Now, you don't have to take that guilt ticket. You can say, hey, put it on the table. I'll be back. Now, what happens when you do that? They get all bent out of shape and they get all frustrated and they make their little comments because you're taking care of yourself. You can invite them to go with you, but go and do it anyway. I'm telling you, do it anyway. Because once you come back, they could be all butthurt and all that. You're able to give them the best of who you are instead of just caving in, which a lot of you guys do because you took the guilt ticket. Don't take the guilt ticket. Now, if you have pushback, if you have a question about what I'm saying before I say goodbye, then ask. If you're catching a replay and what I'm sharing has been helpful or it gives you a little bit more clarity on why you're in the situation that you're in, okay. If you want me to talk about these kind of things more and more, I know when I do seminars and I have, a room full of people, they love when I talk about nutrition and they love the science behind certain things. But I'm going to tell you right now, the number one thing I get as far as feedback, and one of the main reasons why I have clients I've been coaching for well over 10 years, is they like my point of view or how I can bring up and touch on the psychology of living your healthiest life and losing weight. It's not always about knowing what to eat and what to not eat. There's way more to all of this. There's a psychology around weight loss and living your healthiest life and keeping the weight off. It's not just about knowing more and learning, and it's the psychology, right? Why do you think that, and that's where a lot of my clients who I coach for a while, I make it very affordable for some of them in certain programs I have. There's no reason for them to ever stop working with me. There's no reason. I mean, there's no reason. When it's not hurting you financially, and I'll have people will look for all kind of excuses. Like one of my clients, she realized after she stopped working with me, she gained some weight, and then her eating was out of control. She realized she was spending way more money on her groceries than what she was paying me to be her coach, which kept her on track. Now she realized that, and she heard one of my lies, and she reached out to me and says, "Hey, Robert, you got any openings? Can you bring me back as a client?" If somebody wants to come back, even clients I've fired, I'm a nice guy. I tend to, I'll bring them back. I'll bring them back. Yeah, why not? Now, be other centered, you guys. That means make yourself a priority so you can give the best of who you are to those you love, those who are closest to you. Be other centered. Part of that is understanding the difference between selfish and self-centered. I should be a preacher. Okay. Okay. All right. Any other questions for me? Why you got me? Any questions about the Detox Drop? Any questions about your own personal nutrition? I can tell you that I'm working on a couple things. I'm working on 2 papers that I want to share. One is on intermittent fasting. So I decided to do this. I'm going to share with you the science on why that is really stupid to do. I usually don't go there, but it's like, you know what? Every time I look at it, I was like, I was talking to one of my partners this morning. I was like, you know what? I'm going to go there. So I'm going to write an article. I'll have all the citations there. A lot of people don't want to, but want to read it because they're preaching it. But I have so much data to support what I'm saying. Intermittent fasting. I used to say, I'm not saying you can't do it here and there. I'm not saying that. I'm saying the people who say that they do intermittent fasting as a lifestyle, I'm going to share with you why that is not a good idea from a health standpoint. The other thing that I'm working on, and I'll probably come out with this one first, is on extra virgin olive oil. Now, one of my clients, was talking to her boyfriend, and she was telling her boyfriend how extra virgin olive oil, I had said, was one of the best and safest edible oils you can cook with. And he pushed back on that and says avocado was better and some other oils. So I decided, because I had the time at that moment, and I shared with her some toxicology reports, 3 studies, 2 in the US, 1 Europe, that were conclusive that extra virgin olive oil is the safest oil to cook with. You guys are hearing me? Now, if you're going to deep fry something, it doesn't taste good. It doesn't go well. And there's other oils. But if you're doing an egg, or you're going to pan fry some chicken, or, whether it's hot or not, conclusively, extra virgin olive oil beats every other oil. Not deep frying, because it doesn't taste good. That's a different conversation. And it's not about the smoke temperature. I've shared with you guys, that's propaganda. Stop buying an oil based on smoke temperature. That's all commercialized media bullcrap. It doesn't matter. Now, in 2005, I had fallen prey to the smoke temperature stuff. And I had created a program that was in the infomercial. And I said this, but I wrote, that was in 2005. That was 18 years ago. And since that time, I have clarity. The clouds have parted. The sun is out. The music is amazing. And the truth is clear. Extra virgin olive oil is the safest edible oil to cook with. It's not about the smoke temperature. And it must say extra virgin olive oil. Okay, so now you know that, but you'll see I'm going to do a whole paper on it. Then you can go as deep. You can read the studies. You can see the toxicology reports. No one can refute that when you have the data in front of them. So these are the two that I'm working on at the moment, and I'll be doing more and more of them. But here's the part that's funny. When my client shared these reports that I made available to her with her boyfriend, he still didn't want to look at it differently. He still didn't. So you will have people who will question things. You can share with them the truth big time. And then those people will, like Dr. Phil would say, they would rather be right than to get better outcomes. If what is the truth contradicts what they want to believe in, it doesn't matter. They're not even going to read the paper, and they're not going to read the science. They're just going to be stuck in their ways, and that's just the way people are. I am not that way, and thank God I'm not. If you show me a better way, I'm all in. If Weight Watchers came up with a plan that was better, I would be all in. So anyway, I'm Robert Ferguson, you guys. Until the next one, be safe and peace out.